Spoiler warning for WandaVision episodes 1 through 9. Hello, I am the THEORIST Quick Benefit Enthusiast, and WandaVision is finally over. Meaning that this will be my last WandaVision review. It's been fun. I especially love making those decade intros. My favorite was the 80s intro, which is so bright and happy. It just takes me to my happy place, to be honest. Right, tell me your favorite if you have one in the comments. Alright, so WandaVision, episode 9. Gives either too much information or not enough, depending on the kind of fan you are. I personally loved it, but it didn't offer enough information on why the Darkhold just changed covers. I know Feige doesn't consider Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon, but I do, and I want answers. Speaking of wanting answers, I will be asking and answering questions, whether it be yours, mine, or the rest of the fandoms, in my final review and analysis of WandaVision. As always, let's start with my notes. First thing of importance that I have is surprisingly far into the episode is when FBI agent Jimmy Woo escapes the handcuffs. When he does this, he says, "Flourish," a reference to Vision in episode 2, when he was doing the magic act. The next thing is the name of Agatha's book. It is extremely disappointing while also being an amazing plot device. The book is, indeed, The Darkhold. The rating that will make you go and say it is 8 approved in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And why am I saying it's disappointing? And why is this one of the only 2 criticisms I have of WandaVision? Because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Darkhold in WandaVision has a different cover than the Darkhold in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You may be thinking, so what? Big deal. It's not like AOS is canon anyway. But I know it is. It definitely is. How else would the helicarrier have ended up showing up in Sokovia during Age of Ultron? Well, you think that was Fury? No, it was Coulson. They specifically said that Coulson called the helicarrier. The Darkhold cover in WandaVision is just a problem. And we got this literally the Marvel we got this Darkhold reveal. Literally the Marvel project that came right after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 7. And also during WandaVision, we kept getting references to the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. From the Hydra soap to the Hulagan Darcy's Dash. If some sort of AOS spinoff or AOS character cameo doesn't happen soon, I will be a little disappointed with Marvel Studios. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Minecraft can give their fans a Cave update, and Star Wars can give their fans an Ahsoka spinoff, one of their best characters, and then Marvel can give their fans a Quake spinoff. Honestly, at this point, I'm just going to end up doing a video where I write a Quake spinoff script, aren't I? Yep, make a series, reading the days jump to comics, making ideas video, putting those ideas into a script. I'm actually already working on that. Anyway, the Darkhold plot holes and Quake spinoff aside, Agatha tells Wanda that she is more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. The current Sorcerer Supreme is Doctor Strange, so yeah, he's gonna have a bit of a problem when Wanda shows up in Multiverse Madness. When the Hex opens, Vision, Tommy, and Billy all start to disintegrate, dust, and they start dying. Yeah, there we go. The way they are dying is reminiscent of the cover of House of M, a comic book limited series that WandaVision is partly based off of. Wanda saves her family from S.W.O.R.D. at one point by making a force field around them. This is reminiscent of Violet's force field in The Incredibles. That movie, if you remember, was an Easter egg in episode 6, playing at the theater there. The movie was also inspired by the Fantastic Four, and they are confirmed to be coming to the MCU soon. And side note, I have a theory with no evidence at all relating to the Fantastic Four. Well, there are 2, but go listen to my podcast for the other one. Okay, so episode 7 was partly inspired by The Office, right? Well, Randall Park cameoed in the show as a prank by one of the characters. That character was Jim Halpert, who was played by John Krasinski. John Krasinski is supposedly going to be Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four. My conclusion here is that WandaVision has some important detail that will set up the Fantastic Four. Maybe they were rescue residents. Maybe they were lost in space S.W.O.R.D. agents. Or maybe they were just the powers came from some sort of magic leak of the Hex. I don't know. It could be anything. But when you watch the Fantastic Four in probably around 2 or 3 years, remember this video. One of my favorite lines, possibly right under Agatha all along, is when Wanda says,
"Boys, handle the military. Mommy will be right back."
It is one of the best things in the show. The wording is kind of funny, but you know she's serious, and her power level is probably too high. This is, if she tells her kids to handle the military, maybe you gotta question why, if anyone should have that kind of power. Because obviously they're kids. They have less power than her, so that's a lot. Anyway, yeah, this is seriously it's the big three lines of the show where it was Agatha all along, this one, and what is grief if not love? Persevering. White Vision's conversation about the ship Theseus is something I unironically enjoyed. I knew about that thought experiment prior to the show, but to see Marvel actually talk about it was genuinely fun. I've seen other versions of this paradox with axes or limbs or even brains. Head over to ITUR, my podcast, to hear the full length of this. During Wanda's battle with Agatha, she shoots her magic hex walls. I think this is meant to tell us that she's using the runes Agatha told her about. Wanda thanks the twins for choosing her to be their mom, which I gotta say is one of the weirdest unanswered questions about this show. Really getting me excited for Multiverse Madness. Maybe they're from another reality and like that they chose her. That's how they chose her or something. I don't know. Maybe their powers are the thing that linked them. We will see when the Doctor Strange sequel comes out, hopefully in theaters next year. Wanda says that she doesn't understand this power, but she will. My guess as to how she learned about it is by doing the very thing she did when we last saw her. Reading the Darkhold. There is a whole chapter dedicated to her, so it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to think that. She's written the book at the end already, so yeah. Also, side note, do you think Ada knew about the Scarlet Witch during season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? She read the book, and even if it isn't canon, the MCU is canon to it. So the Scarlet Witch has got to be there, right? Am I the only one thinking that? In the first post-credit scene, a scroll appears. This is a nice setup for Secret Invasion. I'm actually really excited for Secret Invasion, as it will definitely be amazing. Imagine if one of the episodes had a cliffhanger at the end of the show to show Peter Parker meeting Tony Stark. Except that next episode we learn the scroll, Stark, not Peter, and that would definitely be really fun. It'd be like, oh wow, ooh, this is interesting. We also learned that this scroll's got a friend in space that needs Monica's help. I think this friend is Nick Fury, and I'm pretty sure everyone thinks that. Based on the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. Anyway, in the final post-credit scene, we see Wanda in a cabin in the mountains. My first thought was the Inhuman Afterlife from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a fictional place somewhere possibly in China, by the way, not an actual afterlife. The mountains look similar to the ones Daisy moved in Season 2. Though I doubt Marvel Studios has any care about AOS, then my thoughts went to Banner's place from the Incredible Hulk and also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But the geography doesn't match, so this may be a new location to the MCU, or maybe it could be Sokovia. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see, yeah. And now for my last two notes, combined into one for your convenience on WandaVision. In the final post-credit scene, we see Wanda reading the Darkhold. This, if you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or you've read the comics, is bad. Yeah, it's very bad. This is literally the book that made an android murderous. An android that was specifically made to save lives. This is the book Fitz wouldn't let 7-year-old Simmons read because it has a bad story and is very poorly written. This is the book that created the framework. If Wanda wasn't already a villain, she may very well become one. While she's reading this book, we hear her kids screaming for help for one last time, and the series ends. Doctor Strange is going to have a real bad time cleaning this up, isn't he? Before we get into the review, I would like to say that I have launched a YouTube podcast already. It's the first 2 episodes are out already. And on the podcast, I just talk about like fandom, life, and random stuff, mostly fandom. It's on Monday, so it will make your Mondays less boring. And subscribe to ITUR, Infinity Theorist Unscripted Rants. The link to that channel is in the description with all the other links. Hey, while you're down in the description, let me tell you about Infinity 600, a project for a world record. Would you like to take part in that? If you would, sign up. It's completely free, and you'll be in the longest video on YouTube. 600 people, 600 hours. We can do this. Full rules are on the website. 2 more things in the description, my live channel and my Instagram. I will be posting video updates, stream reminders, and just fun stuff on my Instagrams. And if you want some fun live, subscribe to my live channel for that nearly every Saturday. There you go. Monday, ITUR. Wednesday, a normal video. And Saturday, a live stream. Now for the review. First, the title review. This episode is simply called the series finale. Honestly, I don't even need to give a reason for this next score, do I? No, right? Because it just look at the title. I'm barely gonna give it an 88 out of 100. It's the series finale. It's a great episode. Don't get me wrong. The series finale is also a pretty good title, pretty decent title, but like It's like, okay, you know what? We're done. We're done being creative. That's basically what they're saying. Now for the actual episode. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Some things could have been changed, like Ralph in the Darkhold, but it was great. So many amazing moments. It's not the best and it's not my favorite episode, but I am still going to give it a 98 out of 100. An amazing score. And that averages out to 93 out of 100. Also, a very great score. Alright, so you can watch another video by clicking the top left, top right, and bottom right corner, bottom left corner of the screen, and subscribe by clicking the bottom right corner of the screen, so you can see more videos, and also click the bell to be notified and see more videos like this. And yeah, well, I think that's everything I have for you today. So goodbye.